Here's our chicken legs that we're about to put over the in a big frying pan to kind of brown. And when you're seasoning your chicken or your meat, you want to make sure you add the salt kind of just before you are going to cook it, because that will start to make the meat sweat or lose some of its juices, and you don't want the meat to be sweaty when you put it on the pan, because otherwise it won't it's not going to brown as well. So you can, now I'm turning it over, you can pepper it, put pepper on it anytime you want, but you only really want to season it with salt just before it goes in the pan. And you also want to have as even a coating as possible, so the kosher salt is good for that. You kind of, you see my hand, it's fairly high. You want a nice kind of even coating of the salt, really like a coating. And that's going to give you lots of flavor and almost like seal in that flavor. Okay? So if you notice, we just seasoned half of these because we're going to do this in 2 batches. We have an enormous cast iron pan, but it's still better to do it in 2 batches, because that way you'll brown the meat instead of steaming it. The pan's extremely hot. This oil is going to start smoking as shortly after it hits the pan. Okay? And again, you can tell how hot it is by how quickly it moves in the pan. You see how quickly that's moving in the pan? So that's hot. Okay, and you can kind of smell it, and it's just about to start smoking as well. Alright? Whoa. So then we're going to just take our seasoned chicken and throw it in the pan. So we'll kind of try to put the meaty part in the middle, because that's the hottest part of the pan. When we can. There we go. Okay. And we're just going to cook that off a couple minutes on each side until it's nicely browned, and then we're going to switch that out with our other chicken, and then we'll add it to our rice mixture in the oven. Chicken's been browning for about 3 minutes, and we'll just give a peek and see how well it's doing. So yeah, it looks pretty good. It's starting to brown underneath. So we'll kind of give these a gentle flip here, and get them turned over on the other side. You see that sort of nice color on the chicken there. Okay. There we go. And we'll cook it for a couple more minutes on that side, and then pull them out and do the second batch. Chicken looks pretty nicely brown, so we're going to grab these from our pan and season our second batch and put those into brown as well. Chicken's brown. We're going to go ahead and hit it with a little bit of paprika to cook in a little bit of extra flavor. Right, and we want to just kind of lightly sear the paprika on the chicken. We don't want to burn it, but we don't want to leave it raw either. Alright. So we'll give these a quick flip, and then we'll go ahead and toss those into the to the rice mixture. There we go. Let's give these a little flip to cook off that paprika. Okay. Looks good. And then since this chicken's so hot, we'll go ahead and hit the other side of it a little bit, and that should cook off pretty nicely as well. There we go. Okay. Does that look nice? And we'll go ahead and add that to our rice mixture. And let's check on that and see how that's doing. Oh, it looks good. You can see how it's all kind of thickened up a little bit. So let's see. You know, our rice is still pretty granular, but I think that's going to be fine. So we're going to go ahead and add our chicken and our peas to that, and then let that finish cooking. So we are going to take our frozen peas here from Trader Joe's, no doubt. And it's about a pound bag, it seems like. We'll just go ahead and add the whole thing. So we got a pound of peas. Alright, give that a stir. And then I think we're going to hit this with just a little bit more liquid. Okay. Let's just finish up this stock that we have in here. A little bit more moisture. And give that a stir, and then we'll go ahead and add our chicken to that. Doesn't that look good? Okay. Got our chicken just sort of resting on top of our rice and peas. And then we'll cover this and put it back in the oven at 400. Alright, it's been about half an hour, 35 minutes in the oven at about 400 degrees. We're going to pull it out of the oven and see how we're doing. We'll get ready for a big shot of steam here. And there we go. And you can see how it's all sort of puffed up nicely because the rice has taken on all that liquid. And it's going to be nice and soft. And we'll get a little spoon out to see. You see that? It's all nice and soft and looks good.